What's that? In the sky? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Legends in Training, a D&D podcast. Come and listen along, won't you? Only adult audiences allowed. Yeah.
Content warnings are more in the episode description.
Last time on Legends in Training.
Dad's safe, but we were able to free all the unicorns.
I also am now the champion of a deity, the king of shadows.
I am the chosen of Kelimvor.
My sister
There we go.
is on the Vistari. I will take her down and take her place if I need to.
The Vistari are in bed with the hidden daggers.
Holy shit. And we just walk like a few beats away.
As that is happening, you hear footsteps and see a female bunny, very pregnant. Castiel?
And I promise that I will come back to you when all of this is done.
You guys kiss, and a giant beam of light comes down from the sky. As you've made a promise in the Fae, you are going to be my little minion. Out of your back burst two spider-like legs. Echo, you see a stumbling Aranea with these two large appendages coming out of their back.
What did you do?
What did you do? You trying to kill me in my sleep?
Yes.
I thought you were better than that.
I do away with my giant might, come back down to normal size. See a little bit of steam coming off of me.
Oh, like a titan?
Nice. Exactly like a titan. Okay. So that one, and I point towards the room that Aranea is in, has spider legs coming out of her back.
Right?
This one has this weird ichor moving all across their body.
Right.
And apparently those two things don't like each other, is what I'm gathering.
Makes sense.
So with enough time, maybe we can discuss some things. They're just unconscious. I didn't kill them or anything.
Meanwhile, in Aranea's head.
Get it. Get rid of it. Destroy the ooze. Get rid of it now.
Calm down. Jesus.
So I guess, like, we're just kind of keeping the
What
situation.
the fuck do we do?
Well, they got to talk when they're not so angry. That's what I've learned in all this. If somebody would just talk.
I'm immediately like, as I'm talking to you, I'm putting Echo in one of the cots.
Echo, make a death saving throw.
No,
it was
all
non-lethal.
non-lethal.
It wasn't
Yeah,
non-lethal?
yeah.
Okay,
My goal
cool,
was
cool.
to just knock them out.
All right, then roll me a d4 real quick.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I about to get in trouble with my dad?
I hope you are.
3.
You're out for 3 hours.
Neat.
Aranea, we cut back to you in the room while they're bickering about what to do.
Okay.
What are you doing? Are you still doing the gaseous form thing?
Yeah, Aranea's upset. She's pissed.
Right.
And she uses gaseous form to. I think they can steal. Oh, that's true.
So I'm over with them.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
You know, at the beginning of this, I wrote down bit of a struggle. And I haven't written anything since. It's, when y'all first started, it was bit of a struggle. And it's
How's Castiel
unraveled.
looking?
Better than Echo?
Yeah, way better than Echo, absolutely.
20 out of 45.
Wait, is the door unlocked?
The one that he shut
Yeah.
you in? I'd assume so.
Well, yeah, Aranea, before she casts gas form, she just goes to open up the door or kick it open.
It
whatever
opens. And we cut back to less than 30 seconds ago where Sandira was like, if you come out of that door, you're fighting me next. And then you open the door.
What the hell? So we see that I'm not the issue.
You were both attacking each other.
I was unconscious when they tried to kill me in my sleep.
We leave you alone for 10 minutes and you come back with spider legs coming out of your back.
We were in the infirmary. Who do you think brought me to the infirmary? Do you honestly think?
Well, regardless, no offense, Aranea. Echo has never done anything damaging or threatening to any of us.
And you
until right now, so I'm willing to hear them out. I'm not just going to listen to.
They tried to kill.
I don't know that.
You.
They didn't try to kill
Castiel.
me. When did they try to kill me?
They were actually fighting against you not caring what was in the way of trying to get to me. Castiel.
And it took me 6 seconds to put an end to that shit.
I'm about to come whoop your ass. Echo is actually.
Is there a, what are you trying to say? Is that supposed to be an insult to me? Or
No, there's no insulting here. There's just there's a civil way that this could have been handled, no matter whose action,
and I did not.
who started it. I don't care.
So it doesn't
But
matter.
there's no way that we have been through what we have been through, and it turns out that you two just want to kill each other.
Me and Echo
there has to be more to it.
No, me and Echo have not been through a single thing. I do not know Echo. I do not know what they have planned and all. And what I know now is that they are out for my life. So honestly, forget whatever you have to say. Forget whatever you have to say. I will not be insulted when I was defending my own life. So tell Chambers if they ever come near me again, I'll break their soul so bad their God won't even be able to recognize them. I'm leaving. And with that, Aranea stormed out and down a hall, trying to get, I guess, to the top of the...
You can definitely get out of the burrow.
Yeah.
As she's leaving, I just turn to Cass and go, never been through anything. Wasn't she following them around like a lost puppy until we separated? Whatever.
What the fuck? Do we need to restrain Echo? Do we need to get Tyrion in here to like get some like magical restraints in here? Like, I don't know. I'm not scared. I'm just...
Give him a little bit. Let him calm down. It'll resolve.
Do we just... One of us stay here and one of us... I don't know. What do we do now?
Well, we're leaving for Thistleheim and not too terribly much longer. We'll have to figure it out by then. Someone's staying in the wilds.
Still a couple weeks out, right?
It's been some time. Let's say it's been about a week.
Look, I say the first thing we do is once Echo wakes up, talk to them, talk to Aranea eventually. Whether or not they decide to listen is up to them. We got shit to do.
Who's talking to who?
I'll talk to Echo.
I'll talk to Aranea.
Awesome.
It's time for the talks. Let's start with Castiel's first. Castiel and Aranea. Where does he find Aranea if he's looking for her?
She's out of the burrow. She's in the woods. She's in like a secluded part of the woods, and she's
built a web.
well, she's like has like an entangled thing, but she's mainly
I'm using Kevin to help me. Bird's eye view.
Nice.
But she's like stomping around in like her little entanglement web, screams to the top of her lungs. It like just basically in a fit of rage. And she's like, she goes, I will not be made to be a weak fool by a cleric and a warlock. I won't do it. I'll have his head for ever thinking to insult me like that. And she's going back and forth, thinking what she can do. Basically throwing a tantrum is what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see Aranea throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
I hide for a little bit, let her get it out of her system until it gets to like the panting part of all the yelling and screaming.
No, she's at that point, she's just in like a tree cooling down. She's panting out. She has her eyes closed.
I stroll up and knock on the tree.
Whichever one of you it is, go away. I do not want to talk.
Aranea.
Go away, Castiel.
Just want to talk.
For what? What could you possibly have to say to me that could be so important? You and your friend already think that I am the cause of everything that's been going on. You don't trust me.
I'm not here to talk. I'm here to listen.
I wouldn't know what you would listen to.
You.
Well,
I want to hear from you. And you have my word, I do not cast judgment upon you. I'm the last person that has any right to cast any judgment in any person's way.
Aranea like side eyes him from the tree and down, and she takes a deep breath. She goes, I did not do anything. I have these wonderful appendages, as you see, out of my back from, it's a present. I won't delve any deeper into that.
I think they look fantastic.
I thank you for that. I walked out of the room for help. I was in pain. And Echo was the first one to find me. While I did not want that, and I actively tried to turn around, the pain was too much for me. I passed out. I woke up. I'm hurt more than what the appendages did. And Echo was there looking as guilty as they can, and immediately started to attack me. I was defending myself, and as you could see from the way that Chambers was coming at you and was doing anything in their power to get to me, do you honestly think I did anything? It's all about their scales, this, scales that, their God, this, God that. They haven't told us a goddamn thing. But for some reason, I'm made to feel like the perpetrator and Echo is the victim in this. That's not fair. It's not fair, and it's not fair that your little friend thinks that he has like this, I don't know what happened to him in his little brain that he has that makes him feel so much better than me or something. But at this point, Castiel, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not feel safe in this group, and I'd rather continue by myself. Because there is nothing that Chambers can say to me or do to me that would make me feel comfortable enough to be in their gracious, wonderful presence again. So you can go relay that. And I will do my best to keep in my own circle until we are able to go back to Thistleheim. But I apologize for causing a ruckus. I apologize for you getting hurt on my behalf. I did not mean for that to happen. And I will apologize to whoever is in the grove or in the burrow. I need to for any damages that I may have caused in my struggle.
Aranea, my pain is nothing. And for your pain, I am sorry for what you felt. And when you went to seek aid, you were only met with more pain. I only wish I had gotten to you first. I don't know what's going on with Echo, but there seems to be something greater than us mortals here at play. And it's something that we really need to look into. I get that you feel betrayed. You were betrayed, and that is not fair to you. But if something bigger here is at play that could harm either one of you any further, I feel like a part of us owes it to each other to try to figure this out. It seems that a lot of our goals align, and we would do well in aiding each other. And today you were not met with aid, you were met with pain.
I will say, and Aranea climbs or jumps down from the tree, and she looks at Castiel. She's like, I owe you a great deal of the way that you have trusted me, the way that no one else has. And I appreciate you for that. And I am in your service to whatever you might need. Unfortunately, Chambers has not helped me in any way.
I get it. And I'm not trying to put you two back in a room right away and, just talk this out.
I just would not.
It would not be beneficial to us right now, to you or to Echo. It wouldn't. I agree with you on that part. But eventually, we need to sort this out. Because whether we all like each other or not, we are all entangled in whatever conspiracy that this is. And I, from the depths of my soul, believe that the only way that we all make it out on the other side is together. And I'm not saying anything has to happen tonight, tomorrow, or even by the end of the week. But eventually, I think we need to figure this out. And I will be there every step of the way to help you figure that out.
It cuts away. We go to the infirmary. Did you guys strap Echo down?
No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, they're pretty
Echo?
weak at this point.
You wake up. You are at 1 hit point.
I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, about 12 to 15 feet away from you. Oh, good. You're finally awake.
Echo is kind of sitting up. We're not looking at Sandira just yet. But there's like the little temple rub, and as Echo goes to like rub away a headache, I'm gonna go ahead. And there's that quick glow. And we're gonna do Cure Wounds. It'll be 8 points.
So, how much truth is there to what Aranea relayed to the rest of us?
Which part?
Where she sought aid and awoke to you attacking her?
All of it.
Tell me about it.
So between you walking in, that part or the part before that?
The part before that.
Okay.
Why suddenly attack her?
There is a certain level of responsibility beyond me that I am always going to fulfill. Whether that means I understand why or not really doesn't matter.
So 2 of the devil's little playthings don't get along.
He's not a devil.
Well, a gracious God doesn't really make people attack their friends. So,
Death is not gracious. It is non-discriminate.
well, it's pretty...
The balance of existence is just what it is.
Be that as it may, whoever might be saying that, obviously there's a little something going on with you two as he casts a glance at your arms and sees whatever that is jumping around you.
It should be usually just basically like a black stain on Echo's hands.
Yeah, it's definitely come back to where it was and has become stationary again.
So obviously there's a little something going on with you two. And I can't help but feel like that is sort of driving what we just witnessed earlier. But it also seems like there's something going on with Aranea, also beyond our understanding. If I'm being honest, I just...
If it helps any, if it brings me any sympathy, really, it did bite me first. I was just doing an examination.
Let me guess. Like a pure, chaotic flash of overwhelming feelings washed over you sort of thing.
Echo takes a moment. Like the composure is like a struggle to keep up. Sandira. Did you already know? You didn't think to mention it at any point in time.
Well, it came from one of the little spiders. And the reason I didn't mention it, well, this was back during the caravan. I wasn't, if I'm being totally honest, between us, I wasn't sure she was going to stick around. She kind of made it seem like she didn't want to. But little things were harmless unless you picked them up and stared at them.
So what, are we about to have a charming heart-to-heart where you convince me that I'm guilt-ridden in attacking a teammate and that I should apologize? Because I'm going to be honest with you, because I have yet to lie to any of you. I don't feel bad about it. Everything I did was completely willing, and I will do it again.
Took the not words right out of my mouth. So no, I'm not gonna attempt to make you feel guilty or or anything like that. The way that I see it is that you both have some odd divine intervention that's driving you more than maybe what you'd like to admit. And I can honestly just see a situation where we kind of need each other to help figure this shit out. Because your stuff is intertwined now with Castiel, and there's no telling how far hers goes, considering that reaches far into the Vishtari, into the hidden daggers, and everything that's trying to pull our individual strings. And if nothing else, I just think that we're more useful as a group than we are by ourselves.
Then we can test a little hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't try to kill her. I lose my divine power, and that makes me right.
And you know for certain that...
And then she has to die.
So you know for certain that you'll lose your power if you don't kill her?
That's why I'm saying we test the hypothesis. It's how all good science works. It's how all proper power works. Either I am struck down by disobeying as a direct chosen of divine intervention, or I don't. And if I don't, I'll apologize, and I'll mean it, because then I will be wrong, and I can admit when I am wrong. If I do lose everything, I'm going to make it every last one of your problems, because it is exactly the foundation of my entire life. And if I lose it because of some chaotic deal that we were not made privy to before it was made, I will rain down hell through any means necessary.
Well, in all fairness, the only one here who's been honest about any and all of their divine intervention is when I was talking to the unicorn. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's so foreign to me that I have felt like I'm walking with 2 ticking time bombs since we started this thing. But to be honest, it's kind of exciting.
How have I been dishonest with you, Sandira?
Well, I guess you nor Aranea have necessarily been dishonest. You're just not privy to telling the whole thing. Your usual response is, we'll address it later. And I feel like it's more like, you'll address it later. So...
And then you never follow up. If you don't actually wish to know it, I'm not inclined to share.
Yeah, see, like I said, I overshare, you way undershare. We're two sides,
Balance. What do
two
you want
sides
to
of the
know?
same coin. Couldn't you just ask?
No.
Oh, well, hey, if that's the best it's going to get, you got to make things somewhat okay so that we can see the rest of this bullshit through, because it's all connected. I feel like everything going on with both of you is connected to everything that we're figuring out about Hidden Daggers this, Vishtari that. So let's just try and be civil about it.
Echo's got such a look of exasperated disdain on their face. They're not arguing. They're not saying no.
And if it means anything, I'm really sorry about the goose egg on your head. Makes a heart with his hands.
Let's not push our luck. Are we treating this like introducing like 2 cats to a household?
You just got to rub them together. I was going to approach Sandera at some point afterwards, later that night.
Just a moment. Sandira,
Mm-hmm.
at some point during your returning to your training with runes and whatnot, the unicorn comes walking up to you.
Kalamish.
The very same. Hey, Sandira.
Hey.
I noticed you're taking a liking to runes and learning to kind of make your power your own.
Yeah, I've been meaning to come and talk with you, but I know that you guys have been busy with the giants and rebuilding. I thought long and hard about what you said about how maybe you're reaching the precipice of what you're able to provide to me. I think we've accomplished what we set out to do, and I owe you a great deal just for how much I've grown to understand myself and the newfound confidence that I have in my abilities, because I don't think I would have felt so ready to step out of Solstice if it wasn't for you. And, you know, I do really appreciate that. But I think you're right in that maybe it is time I've found my own strength.
That's good.
And you're free now. I don't want you to,
Apparently, I'm not even free to finish my own sentences, but whatever.
oops.
But yes, I'm proud to see you making a power of your own. I'm sure great things are coming for you. You'll always be the champion of the unicorns.
A title I wear proudly.
And he leans down and points his horn towards you, and a little light bling, and you have this necklace appear that has a little emblem of a unicorn. And he says, it doesn't do anything, but it's just a token of gratitude from us to you. And you see all the other unicorns kind of gather up, and they bow towards you. And he looks at you and goes, thank you, friend.
Thank you. And I go to pet his mane, and I say, if, God's forbid, if anything like that were to happen again, I hope you know that you can always call on me.
Of course. As champion of the unicorns, if something ever happens again, it's your responsibility to take care of us.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. And he runs off into the sunset with the other unicorns.
That damn Calamesh.
And they run off on a rainbow into the sunset.
No.
And I just touch the emblem.
For a moment, you hear him laughing in your ear one last time.
Still not used to it? Am I still not used to it?
And that ends. And as he kind of runs off into the sunset, Castiel, you said you wanted to meet up with him?
Oh, yeah. Later that night, I'm go looking for him. Where would I find you? Just outside still?
Probably chilling with my brother, just showing him the cool rune stuff I've learned.
Yeah, you guys are really, for the first time, Sandira's kind of really nerding out. And I think you guys are just sitting around a bonfire hyperfixating on runes and shit.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Cass. You want to come hang out for a second? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, bitch?
Hey.
Still weird. Still weird. Love
So
him to death.
fucking weird. How did your end go?
Well,
Oh, I'm gonna get out of here.
yeah, I'll come grab you on a bed or something.
Yeah. Cool.
Castiel, you might want to sit down. So,
I sat down.
the thing Echo was talking about where they see the pure chaos when they get close to them, and or get close to Aranea, and that's kind of what triggered this whole thing. The same thing happened to me on the caravan. So I kind of know what they're talking about. But I see what Echo means, and that there's this big divine intervention. They have to do whatever. I relate to them that divine intervention is intertwined with you now, and with the hidden daggers and the Vishtari, and now with Aranea as well. And we're, no pun intended, all spun into the same web. No matter how you look at it, it's not beneficial for them to kill each other, no matter who says what.
Exactly.
So, resolution we came to, and you may or may not like this, is that they're willing to give it a shot. And if resisting killing Aranea is how all of their powers get taken away, they're probably going to try and kill all of us.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
But if it turns out that we're right and they're wrong, we get a really cool apology. Maybe.
An apology?
In the best way Echo knows how.
Yeah, I got similar feedback from Aranea.
Right.
We're all kind of on the same path, whether we like it or not. And, they're willing to approach this civilly,
Yeah. I mean,
just not right away.
of course not. They need some time to
Yeah.
be apart.
But we got to figure this out, because once we get back, we're probably getting arrested.
Or evading the law constantly, and the last thing we need is them to bring in a bunch of attention to us everywhere we go because they're fighting.
Or when we get arrested, trying to throw each other under the bus
Yeah.
in court.
I never said anything about being better than her. I don't know where that was coming from. I never did that.
I mean, since your training, you've had a lot more confidence about you.
Is that a crime?
Honestly, it's better to be confident in your abilities than to second guess them. That second guess could cost you your life. And after the battles that we've seen and the terrors and the near misses, it's that confidence could be the difference between life and death.
Right.
But overconfidence will always end in death.
Fair enough. You know, while you two were gone, there was a point where I was willing to just throw caution to the wind, and if it meant my life ending, I was running in there and taking my dad back, you know? And Aranea stopped me and was like, you know, I believe in your cause now, and I saw a different side of her. I didn't really think that, you know, the way I handled a tense situation would turn that completely upside down, but I get it. You know, tensions are high, but we'll see. We'll see.
Aranea, you are out in the woods. You are fallen over onto your knees, one hand up against the tree, and in your head you're hearing, why didn't you grab the Ica? And you feel the legs that you've just, or the arms you've sprouted from your back kind of pull. Almost feels like you're tugging, your spine is being tugged out as you are picked up by these two arms.
Aranea breathes heavily, and a few tears roll down her eyes, and it was 3 against 1. I had no way of I'll get it for you. But let me tell you, that little changeling does not go down without a fight.
I don't care about the changeling. I don't care the odds. You will get that Ica so that we can destroy it.
No, I will. Just trust in my process, and I will get you your Ica.
You feel a release of tension from the arms, and you fall about a foot from the air and land back on your knees. Make it quick, my pet. My sister works fast. Gone. Your two spiders come to try and console you.
This is a lot harder than I thought. Do either one of you know what that Ica is?
Well, judging by what she was saying, it sounds like it has something to do with her sister.
But Echo works with the god, not goddess. I never really paid attention. That's not who Echo works for. So what is going to happen when I grab the Ica?
It sounds like Loth wants to get rid of it somehow. Maybe it's got to be in your possession for her to do something to it, but I don't know. It was really trying to get away.
Oh, great. And she stands up and she stretches her neck out, and she lets her mom and Theo crawl back onto her. Let's go play the I'm sorry game. With all the layers that Chambers wears, this might be a little harder to do.
The last day, portal time. Miss Buns comes up to you. She has packed a little bindle for you. I know it's not much, but I made you like a little meal for you and the group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's more than enough.
It's beef stroganoff, but with carrots.
Delicious.
It smells amazing.
It's my specialty.
And hey, I'll be back.
You better be. And she grabs you by the dick and squeezes. Let's go.
So horny.
Sandira. She's a rabbit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sandira, your brother comes up to you. All right. I mean, I guess that's as much as you're going to get. in that crash course on runes. It's time to rock, man.
Yeah.
You seem to have come a long way, dude. Almost like you've changed your class entirely.
I feel like it, honestly. You know, I even tried to do some magic last night, and it just fizzles. And then I hear the Kalamesh laugh in my ear because he knows I'm trying to do it. It's funny.
Unicorns are so fucking wild, dude.
Right.
Here. And he reaches back in his pocket and he hands you this thing. And it looks almost identical to the little thing that you guys found at the top of the tower, Castiel. The little portal grenade thing when Crookjaw had disappeared away from you. This is good for one quick teleport to wherever you want to go. But whoever you're taking with you, all of you've got to agree on the same place. In case you guys get in a situation where the law is on you and you don't know where else to go.
Any recommendations of a good place to...
Know where you would be expected to be.
Okay, so not home.
I recommend getting somewhere a lot of people don't really pass through. Maybe a little slummier. Get some new outfits. Lay low.
Got a couple places in mind.
Cool. Be careful.
Seeing that sparks a memory. Those rings that we found. Didn't we find some rings?
That we never fucked with because
That
it
we
was a
never
bad idea to
fucked
put
with.
them on.
Yeah, they're in Echo's bag.
Yeah, Echo can dig them out.
Tyrion, can you take a look at this real quick?
Yeah, hold on. And he grabs one.
Echo holds them out.
Don't
grabs
put them
two.
on.
He looks at him. Oh, shit. I can't believe y'all found this. And he puts it on. It's a gold ring. Takes it off and gives it back to you.
Oh,
Good job.
You got fucked with after death.
Awesome job.
That motherfucker.
Looks like maybe 50 gold a ring. Pretty good job.
Awesome.
Oh, wait. Something crazy's going on with the second one. That's another gold ring. Sorry. That's good, though. That's pretty awesome.
On them, so
That's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, the gold on that one's not as good, so it balances out to exactly 50 gold again for that ring. It's crazy.
Echo, do you mind if I hold on to them?
You're more than welcome to them.
well.
But yeah, good luck. Be careful.
Thank you. Off into the sunset, you know?
I can hear the fucking unicorn in my head right now, dude. And now it's time. It's time for the big reunion.
Yeah, well, Tyrion...
Group shout? No.
Shower? They don't do group showers in the wild.
do
Oh, wait,
orgies.
they do orgies.
Yeah, they have lakes and orgies.
Well,
Damn it.
Tyrion, Mom and Dad, who are also here. Like I said, if you can find your way back to Thistleheim and maybe want to try and help us out a little bit, that'd be awesome. But I don't know.
We'll be back to Thistleheim sure enough. We still have our job to do, and if we don't do it, we'll get in trouble.
Of course. Well, it's great seeing you guys. You know, it's nice to see you in between the trips for once.
Your mom comes up to you and goes, "It's nice to see you shed the ice."
Thanks, Mom. And give her
And-
a hug.
She gives you a hug too and goes, "It's also nice to see you hitting the books for once. That's new."
Turns out I just needed to find something I was interested in. Huh.
And she gives you a real good squeeze. You know we're proud of you, right?
I do.
Go get out there and don't get arrested.
Try my best.
We'll see what we can do from our side.
Thank you so much.
Sandira loves his mom.
Shut up. I love my dad too. And I give him a hug and look at everybody like, see, look.
Ew, gross, son.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you for everything you've done
Of course.
for me and your mother and your brother and all of the not shitty researchers here.
Hope we can find that rat, if I'm being honest.
Well, there's only one person not accounted for. Regis Gracklestein.
Regis. I just hate the name.
He's got a shitty name and a shitty attitude, and I should have seen it all along, but damn, he was a smart piece of shit. But he's short and rugged. If you're into a short king, I guess.
No king of mine.
No king of my behind. He looks over at his wife.
If you're down a man, I have a contact that might be of use to you back in, well, just outside of Thistleheim.
What's his name?
I've only ever known him as Doc. He's the one who fixed my arm up after I lost it. He's pretty intelligent, a little kooky, but his stuff works.
In its own way.
Very mad scientist type.
I'll look into it. All right. Well, don't you two have a couple of friends to reunite or something?
Yeah, I was just getting to that, and he puts his hand behind his head. Cash, should we go mediate this?
Absolutely, maybe.
Should I go ahead and get big?
No, I think soft is the way to approach this.
You got to get soft.
Soft but firm.
Use your soft, firm rune.
Like what is it? Tempur-pedic.
There you go.
Outside in a neutral area.
Yeah, well, I'll go get Echo and meet you back here. I go find the quarters they're staying in and just knock on the door.
Echo opens the door and just looks Sandir up and down. Is it time to go apologize?
Well, it's time to go back to Thistleheim, but yeah, that's a part of it.
Oh, fantastic. So Echo's not fighting. Echo's going to follow.
All right.
There's no resistance. Like, Echo is mouthy, but they're not.
Yeah. As we're walking, I know it doesn't mean anything, but I really do appreciate this.
Well, I'm glad you do. I guess. Where are we going when we get back to Thistleheim? Have we thought of something?
If the portal's going to be in the same place where we left it, we'll probably be on the Isle of Beginnings.
No, the little single porter takes us wherever we want.
Yeah, but that's for dire uses. It's only got one charge, which we may have to use immediately, I guess. Well, come on. And so we walk back to that area.
Castiel, you go looking for Aranea.
Where are you at?
She's still outside.
I use Kevin to help me find Arania again.
You find her.
Great. Hey,
She rolls over. She has like this like little entanglement hammock that she's made for herself.
love it.
And she rolls over and she looks. Is it Kevin or is it Castiel?
Both.
Oh.
Hey, what's up?
She rolls over, she says, and she goes, "Is it time to go home yet?"
Well, we all have to leave through the same portal, door, whatever, which means you two will have to cross paths.
Oh, lovely. Actually,
So, maybe we talk a little. We don't. It's not something that's going to be figured out overnight in 60 seconds or anything like that. But maybe we scratch the surface.
fine. I have one favor to ask of you, and that is if you would not mind during this mediation to hold my spiders just on you. That's it. Because I do not want them to get hurt if Echo decides to bug out.
I look at Kevin. Don't eat the spiders. I don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
You have to give me your word you will try to approach this with civility.
I cannot give that to you. Because I don't know how I will be approached. I don't know how Echo is feeling today. If they're feeling in a nice chipper mood, I cannot guarantee you that. I cannot, so I will not lie to you.
Okay, if they start with civility, you will also reciprocate civility.
What is your idea of civility?
I'm asking you not to start shit.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not telling you not to defend yourself. I'm just asking you not to start shit.
I can't give you that.
Arania.
Just trust. Castiel. I just want you to.
I'm not
trust
asking
me.
you to make a promise. I'm just asking this of you.
I will Consider it. Trust me. Trust me.
Heavily.
I will heavily consider it. Trust me.
I can work with that.
Before Aranea gives her spiders, she cast Animal Speak again, and I don't. Did we discuss if you can understand, if anybody else can understand Aranea when she's
Only if you cast an Animal Speak on them.
okay? Well, Aranea's casting Animal Speak on her spiders, and she tells Theo and her mother, and she goes, "So, what's going to happen is you will be on Castiel, because Castiel is going to be the one who is able to get closest to Echo. And me and Echo will go in for a nice, lovely handshake, and you will chase that ichor to their hands the moment I say the words. What's something I would say to Chambers? The moment that I go in for the handshake and I say the word Echo, I want you to chase the ichor down to their hands where I can clasp it and grab it. Cool?
How are they going to do that if they're on me?
Because you're going to be closer to Echo for them to jump onto Echo and chase it. Because obviously Echo's not going to let the spiders onto them, and Aranea won't be able to get close enough to Echo for them to feel safe enough. But I don't want my spiders to get hurt.
Well, I didn't plan on standing extremely close because of the 15 feet thing.
We don't have.
I was going to be like 10 feet away. I think
you'll still
a few
be
feet away.
You'd still be closer to Echo than Aranea would be.
You plan on touching them? I wasn't planning on touching them.
Aye, Captain. Here we go.
Okay. So I let the spiders like snuggle in my little puafui wrinkles right there in the little folds, and they can just kind of like sit right there.
Time for couples counseling.
All right, here we go. From the north, weighing in at 300 pounds. No. Echo's coming from one side, Aranea's coming from the other. Castiel on the side of Aranea, Sandira on the side of Echo. What happens?
It's the hypothesis. I'm not going to try to kill Aranea.
How close do y'all get?
Aranea is at least 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's good safe distance where we're not like yelling at one another.
I think so.
Well, before you two have to say anything to each other, I would like to make it clear that I'm on nobody's side here. We have similar goals in mind. This is what's best for all of us. And I think that if we're going to try and figure all this shit out, that being a little more open and honest is going to be our best course of action, no matter how much it hurts us. If not for each other, but for ourselves.
That sounds reasonable. How do I know that they're not planning anything at the moment? Those little spirit guardians did do a number on my psyche.
How do they know you're not?
Well, that's
Ask them. Don't talk to us. Talk to them.
Well, it's really simple. And Echo kind of just generally kind of just looks at the sky because that's what you do when you're talking to a deity, right? Mm-hmm. And Echo means it. They look at the sky and they go, I'm not going to kill her.
Nothing happens.
Echo waits a couple seconds. You can see them like visibly like doing like little hem and haw like expression, like they're thinking something over. And they shrug. They go, well then.
Are your hands covered again?
Always.
All right, cool. That's what I thought. You can feel when you see Aranea again, you can feel the ichor climb away from your hands and to like, again, to like a deep recess where it's very difficult to get to on your person. I don't know exactly where the hardest spot to get to on Echo is, but it's that spot.
I'm sure anything.
The middle of the back that you can't scratch.
Well, that's the hardest part for a normal
I
person
was
to get
thinking
to.
interior.
Yeah. Crocodile, alligator.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking this thing was moving like internally
Center
at
mass,
that point.
like,
Yeah.
Like it doesn't go, it can't go
Inside.
past like skin level, but it is like as center mass as it can get. So well guarded this thing is.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with Kalimvor, so Echo for the time being. is going to ignore it. Mm-hmm. And Echo, with full sincerity, sort of just shrugs and goes, "It would seem I've misread my scales."
Oh,
And for that,
really?
it happens to heirs to human, changeling, whatever. I'm sorry.
Sandira and Castiel nod, and,
Yeah.
and then we both look at Aranea.
Aranea takes a step forward.
Echo takes a step back.
Aranea continues. There seems to be, you don't seem very comfortable.
Up until this point, I've not been comfortable with you near me anyway, with any of you near me. And quite frankly, that's actually not even a personal reason. It's just I don't
But
want any of you near me.
That's
Cheering
fair.
from the back. That tracks.
I just wanted a handshake.
I don't give those.
It seems like you just don't trust me. Is that what's happening?
You can read into it as much as you want. I've apologized. I meant it. In a moment of religious, sanctimonious mishap, I misread my signs. And for that, I'm apologizing.
Chambers.
I think that's as much as we're going to get. Let's
No,
baby
no,
steps.
no. I was wrongfully attacked and almost killed.
And a handshake's gonna fix that.
And the handshake probably will fix that. Just you don't seem very sorry about what you did.
That's not my
You're
problem.
sorry about your wrong. You're not sorry about what you did.
I'm not going to be. I acted as I always have.
I look at Aranea, scratching the surface.
Castiel, come here. Come here. And
All right, fighters, go to your corners.
It's the 10 dual commandments.
Aranea beckons Cass over and it's like, you agreed that I was wrongfully attacked and betrayed, did you not?
And they've apologized.
That they did not apologize for.
They have taken ownership
Of what?
of their misjudgment.
But not for attacking me.
It is semantics. It is, at that point in time, what they thought was what needed to be done. Not saying that it's right, and I'm not justifying it, and I'm not defending it. But they have apologized for their misjudgment. It is a scratch on the surface towards a better path. And we're not asking y'all to be best buddies.
Chambers, tell me something. Your God thing, the thing that's going on with you right now, is this something to do with the reason that you attacked me?
Always.
So is this something that you maybe want to get rid of?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to answer a stupid question.
Stupid questions, stupid answers, however you want to do it. I'm just saying, then Aranea continues to just keep taking steps forward towards Echo.
Yeah,
At this point,
backing up.
At this point, she calls onto her spider. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to do this the easy way, whatever." She's like,
I grab Aranea's shoulder.
No.
Hold on. If someone does not want to be touched, we don't touch them.
Oh, I'm not trying to touch them, if you understand what I'm saying.
As you go to stop Aranea, you feel the spiders that are hidden up in your cloak begin to start to shiver. Aranea, you hear in your head, if you don't get that ichor right now, you can say goodbye to both of your little spider pets. And you can forget working with me to get rid of your sister. Get them now.
Aranea curses under her breath.
And she's still approaching, right?
Castiel stopped him. I will say this as well now. As you are hearing the voice of Loth in your head telling you to go and get it now, Castiel, you begin to see a mark on the forehead of Aranea begin to start forming, a glowing red mark.
What does this mark look like?
The symbol of Loth. And you see a smaller set of eyes underneath Aranea's eyes open up, and another small set above Aranea's eyes on the corners open up.
I whisper to Aranea, whatever you are thinking, don't.
We're not going, I'm not doing anything in particular. I thank you though, Cass, for your help. And Aranea, where's Sandira?
Next to Echo.
Next Echo.
Echo promised to be on their best behavior.
Crazy.
And Sandir is ensuring that.
Aranea's going to cast Entanglement on Sandira to basically... Is there another wall? Like, what's the room
We are
that
outside.
You're
Okay, so-
outside.
So
Is there a save for that?
Hold on now. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, my bad, damn.
We're all like at the bit right now.
Ronnie's going to cast Entanglement on Sandira to basically shoot him up.
I invoke my cloud rune and redirect the entanglement at the spiders.
You go to cast your entanglement, and all of a sudden you feel it bounce off of Sandira's aura as this rune on where's this rune at?
This rune would be on the outside of my chest piece.
Yeah, this rune begins to start glowing as the magic bounces off and goes towards Castiel and the spiders and wraps them all up in vine.
The moment that happens, the moment Aranea casts the entanglement, Echo's going invisible. Poof.
Aranea, what are you doing?
I just need one thing from Echo, and then I'll stop. Just one thing.
I go and stand near Ish to Aranea, looking around for Echo, saying, "What is it that you need?"
The ichor. Whatever is infecting them, that's all I need. You saw it. You saw.
Echo, do you even want the ichor?
That's all I need is that. I swear. That's all and Aranea kind of almost, Aranea is looking around a little bit frantic, a little bit panicky. And that's all I need. I
Echo's
promise.
silent.
I'm not going to hurt them. I don't want to kill them. I don't. I just need the ichor. That's all I require.
You feel the spiders that are in your coat. They're shivering, and panic that you felt is beginning to slow.
Aranea is just looking around. She's panicking. She's like, Chambers, please. I need this. I'm going to lose everything. We can make something. I will lose my family. The ichor is all I need.
Met with absolute silence. The silence of a grave, if you will.
And hearing the silence, Aranea takes a deep breath and is like, well,
I summoned Kevin. I remember being able to see certain things through Kevin's eyes that I could not see. I put my consciousness in Kevin.
You're not going to get free invisibility sight. Good try, though.
That was clever.
I appreciate you
liked it.
trying. I appreciate you trying.
I can see Echo. I have blind fighting. If they are within 10 feet of me, I can see them.
Okay. Does Echo go towards Aranea at all? Mm-mm. Okay. Because you wanted to go over next to Aranea.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on how close you stopped. Because I think we said we were about 10, 15 away to begin with.
Yeah.
And for every step Aranea took, Echo took one back.
I am not within swinging range. So I'm like halfway between where we were.
So you're good.
So I can or cannot see you.
Echo hasn't like left, right?
Okay. You heard me say out loud, do you even want the ichor? But I'm not going to make direct eye contact with you because I don't want her to know where you are. Mm-hmm. But I want to see if you'll shake or nod your head.
Little nod.
I connect psychically with Sandira.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the reasoning, right, though, is that Echo doesn't know what it is either. Echo has no idea what this thing is. It just started showing up.
Aranea, I'm afraid to say it, but this is going to have to wait. This is something neither of you understand. It could take away everything from them too. And it's selfish to just say, I need something from you without considering ramifications and trying to take it by force.
I will, if I don't have it, I will lose everything. They don't know what it is. I don't know. We don't. But I'm not trying to kill them. I'm not trying to hurt them. That's all I need is the ichor. They won't talk to me about it. They won't talk to any of us about it. They don't know what it is. They don't want to know what it is.
What's up with the thing in your forehead?
I have made a deal. And if I want to keep my family safe and to knock out the thing that we need to knock out, if we want to defeat the Vishtari, I need this ichor. I have put so much on the line in order to take down my sister, to save your family, to help your family, to take down what we are fighting. And all I need is one thing.
But I asked for your consent upon every single interaction and gave you chances to walk away. You're putting us in a position where we can't walk away. It's not the same.
I can't walk
Castiel,
away either.
You feel one of the spiders in your body, on your person, begins to start to shrink and shrivel and starts to lose its grip and kind of rumbles itself out of your coat. And you see the mark on it kind of flicker as it slowly begins to start fading.
Does Aranea see this? I doubt it, but can she feel it?
Yeah, no, you see it. I think you do see it. I think what Aranea is looking at right now is around to find Echo and at the two members of her family that are potentially about to be killed.
Aranea runs over to Castiel, mainly to run over to the spiders, and she's on her knees, holding in her hand. She's sobbing at this point. She's like, I will lose my family. You know what it's like to lose your family. I will lose my family. I don't want to hurt them. I won't. I promise. I promise I will not hurt. I will not kill them.
Eye contact with Cass.
I'm talking to you mentally. What's going on with the ichor?
I asked them if they even want it. They nodded. Nobody knows what it is, though. So I don't know what I'm protecting. I just don't want to see anybody hurt. But Aranea is also I feel like it's serious.
I speak out. Echo, if this ichor misguided you and wasn't the wish of your Kelemvor, out of curiosity, why hold on to it?
Echo has not a moment of hesitation. It is a quick moment of pros versus cons. Basically the balancing of an abacus right here. Because at this point in time, Echo doesn't care. Echo did not want to help your dad because he's your dad. Didn't want to help Sandira's dad because that's Sandira's father. Echo did not want to help Psionica or Castiel's parents because that was his family. Echo doesn't care about family ties. And Echo definitively does not care about a pact made with Loth. However, the counterbalance is everything that's happened thus far. Echo doesn't give a shit because it's the right thing to do or even a thing to do. Echo cares because both Castiel and Sandira have proven so far that they will just do what they have to do. Well, it was a little shaky there on Sandira for a second, but shit got handled. Everything got handled. Yeah, shit got handled. So there's a tick there in the positivity category, and so Echo will drop invisibility and looks at all of you and just goes, "I don't know how to get rid of it, so I don't know what you expect me to do."
Aranea is still on her knees, and she doesn't even look up at Echo. She's just, I was told that I just need to grab it. I will sit here. I will let the both of them hold me down and extend my arm out for you to guide in whatever you so choose. That's all I need.
Can I will it? Can I will this thing to move?
No.
It's like, I can have my mother. I think this is the first time everybody hears my mother. As she referenced the spider, I can have my mother just guide it down to a point, and then I can just grab it. Echo, please.
We can give it a shot. I don't know what's going to happen.
As Echo starts saying, we can give it a shot. And the tide of the situation begins to start changing. You see the symbol in Theo begin to start coming back. And you can feel the warmth come back to his body. You feel the other spider, Mama Grace, begins to stop shivering for a moment, and instead of crumpling up and dying, seems to have a grasp back on what's going on, and climbs down from you and heads towards Aranea.
Am I still entangled?
Yeah.
Oh, poof.
All right, he's out.
Echo's gonna make this at least somewhat easier. Starts taking off like that big ass fucking just sack of poncho that they always got on. There's still a lot of armor, but like.
But Aranea, please understand that if you hurt them, I will not stand in their way to retaliate.
I understand.
Sandira, I don't need.
I understand. Don't worry about it. I know. Aranea, Aranea tells her mom, Mom, I just need you to go and just chase it down to their arm.
Immediately, response. And Theo starts going too, and both of them start running. You feel the arms on your back also start reaching around on Echo. It feels a little invasive.
Yeah, it does.
But
Sorry.
you feel this ichor begin to start traveling around your body. You can feel it. You can feel the fear in it. Mm-hmm. And you start seeing a scale, and you see it spinning and freaking out and flipping around. And then it starts flickering. And then it goes to a completely normal scale. And then it goes back to flickering and spinning. And then it goes back to a completely normal scale. And it's extremely disorienting.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately,
Just a bit
the disorienting already kind of fucked up once. And it's not tilting. It's not wheel versus woe. So reading a new sign wrong, Echo can persevere at least a moment longer before that fanaticism starts to kick in.
Is this real? This is really tense, right?
Yeah,
Like
this
at this point,
I'm actually a little slow.
I'm not
motion.
like holding a dagger ready to go, but I'm just like hands are floating, and it's kind of
For the first time, though, there's fear on Echo's face.
there's like a full body flex ready to if something goes wrong.
The spiders work one way, the ichor moves another, and there is a split second moment where you're able to reach out on part of Echo's person and grab the ichor. I'm assuming you do it.
Yes. The quick, like if she needs to use two hands, she's using like both her hands to like grab it.
You grab it, and instead of it looking kind of like stain on your skin at that point, it literally comes off like a thick viscous hair gel in your hand. And you hear in your head, I fucking got you, bitch. And it ignites in a green flame. The burn from the fire, you don't feel. You hear it burn, and you hear the screaming of a woman, and then it's gone.
And Ronnie, she looks at her hand. She's shaking. She stumbles back, and she stumbles back and like even pushes herself away from Echo and from everybody else, and pants heavily as she just kind of like curls up into like her own little ball and just cries.
Mm-hmm. Echo.
Yeah, I've got one really important question. Did I just lose my shadow touch feat?
No.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
think so. The ichor that you had on you dissipates. The disorienting symbol appearing in your head and flashing and everything comes to a complete standstill. There's now nothing for you to see. Things to consider. This ichor that infected your god is now burned away. Rania, you are down and crying. Both of the spiders are good. You hear in your head, much better. That's a piece gone. Now for the rest of that bitch. And you feel the presence just leave. You still have your spider legs, all that. but you feel the presence of Loth leave you for a time. Now you guys are all sitting in front of the portal, dude. Or, well, the soon-to-be portal. What are you two gonna do? What is Echo gonna do? What's Aranea gonna do? What are we doing? Let's resolve.
My whole body just kind of relaxes, and I'm just like drop my head and be like,
I still don't feel good about it.
Why?
I go over to Aranea and try to console them to a point in which they can speak.
Orion's like has almost like this 1,000-yard stare.
What was that connected to? What was the purpose of that?
She needed something for whatever other god that she's playing with.
What other god?
I don't remember. I don't know. All I know is I got what I wanted. And Aranea, with her very shaky legs, and she stands up and she's like, sorry, go acting out of character, I suppose. I got what I wanted. And she looks at Echo, she goes, and then she, without just hearing anything else, just starts walking. Obviously the portal's not done, but she just walks away.
Echo's doing a little neck crack, putting on their little coat.
Covering back up?
Yeah.
Get away from me.
I've been touched.
Doing a little shoulder roll because everything kind of like itches in a real uncomfortable way right now.
Are you okay?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe to you. I'll be fine. It's time for us to go.
Tyrion looks at you guys and goes, all right.
Yeah.
It's just another Tuesday, my man.
Love you.
Love you too, dude.
It's Wednesday.
The portal opens up.
Where does it open up to?
You can't quite make it. You can't see through this portal as well as you have some of them. There's like a glimmering. He says, it should take you back right to where camp was set up for us on the other side.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Echo's walking through.
1,
Walk through.
2,
I'll walk through.
3,
We're going.
4. The portal closes. On the other side, you see 20-ish individuals. A dragonborn. It looks very familiar to Castiel. You see a half-bird woman who looks very familiar to Aranea. You see a nerdy science guy. None of you think he looks familiar. You see 14 guards. And lastly, you see someone you all recognize in black plate armor who looks at all of you with a very sad look on his face. And you hear from the bird woman, "Oh, hello, sister. Well, looks like we've got a handful of lawbreakers here. You'll all be going to jail now." And looks at the guards, and the guards begin to surround. Very crucial thing. Little notes to say that you've perceived in this moment. Since your entire lives in Thistleheim, you have always seen 2 massive continents floating on either side of it. Those are gone. The sky, very gray. You see smokestacks coming up from the actual continent of Thistleheim, from the Isle of Beginnings where you are. It looks rough. Looks like something real bad has happened here. And you hear from Leonidas, "Why did you do it?"
Because, Leonidas, the Vishtari that we're so loyal to is hand in hand with the hidden daggers.
He draws a great sword and looks at you and goes, "How can I believe anything that someone says after they've thrown Thistleheim out of order like this?" And he lets out a massive roar.
Hey, it's Tyler, and I am Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Legends in Training. Now that we finally sort of have the gang all back together, it's time to figure out what's going on in Thistleheim. Will we be imprisoned? Is this where it ends? There's only one way to find out, and that's by tuning in on July 5th for the next episode. If you haven't already, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to interact with the podcast. This lets everyone know we're to be trusted, even if you and I know the truth. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AreWeLegend to keep up with everything we have going on. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to leave a comment below the episode. We read all of them and take them to heart and are currently in the process of making your opinions our entire identities. Well, until next time, we are Legends in Training.